and I want it to last.
What's going on, guys? Just finished or just started week 2 of prep for Gracie's meet. So we are about 11 weeks out. Just got done benching with Kaylee. How is your prep going so far?
Prep is going good. I feel like I'm at my strongest and lightest during meet prep, so that's good.
Yeah, and this is your first time in wraps?
First time in wraps.
And how's that going?
It hurts when you wrap, but then so far squats have seemed to feel fine.
Any advice you would give to someone trying out wraps for the first time?
Just breathe and then just focus on your goal. So like for me, my goal is a 300-pound squat, and this is gonna help me get there. So that tends to help me just kind of deal with the pain and just think about squatting.
And how'd bench go today?
Bench was good. I worked with the Duffalo bar, so it's more of like my accessory bench day.
Very nice. So yeah, so if you're trying out wraps for the first time, I would start with probably a lighter wrap, and pick a weight that you know you're going to be able to handle. That way you build up some confidence, and maybe do 1 to 2 sets in the beginning, and then the next week maybe add a set, get a little bit tighter, and then the following week get a little bit tighter, and just kind of progress into it nice and slow. Give yourself 12 to 14 weeks to kind of get used to the wraps. If you're used to them already, probably 6 to 8 weeks to prep for a meet, and then just go from there. So day 1, week 2, off to a good start, guys.
So moving forward into training this week, everything moved pretty well. I decided to kind of push things a little bit on the bench press with some pauses, and just kind of work on more specific movement patterns. And it felt pretty good. I was happy with the weight, and I was happy with the progress that I've made with all the repetition work without really having to handle a lot of heavy weight. So that's kind of the basis of programming off-season work, is just to create a bunch of volume through assistance movements, variations of the main lift that'll help build up your weaknesses, so that when it is time to get back into the heavier weights or get back into the specific movements, you're able to do so and handle more weight, and hopefully work on those weaknesses so you can push through those sticking points. But I've covered off-season topics plenty, so make sure you guys go watch some of the older videos that's covering some of the off-season work. Right now we're in prep, and we're kind of peaking for one meet, which is, as I'm doing this voiceover, is about 10 days away. And then not peaking so much to where I have to take off training after the meet. So the point of the meet was to, build up a little bit of confidence, get some more work in a USPA meet in the ER rack, since we don't have one, and just kind of get comfortable with becoming a better athlete and a better power lifter by making better attempt selections for the day. I think there's some general good coaching that can go on meets, so having practice meets and learning better attempt selection so you're able to have a better day is pretty invaluable. And you don't really get that by practicing it in the gym. You get that by doing the competitions and just learning to kind of assess how you're feeling that day, which is why I enjoy and prefer coaching through RPE, so the athlete can kind of figure things. Look at Doyle squatting high, unbelievable. So you can figure out, I told him that, and he's agreed with me, so I'm not just making fun of him because he doesn't have the internet, and I can do that. But we always hold each other accountable, me, him, and Kaylee, and even Chris is becoming part of a training group again, so it's nice to have them around. So we hold each other accountable, and we try to make sure that we're doing everything as correctly as possible and to the standards, even in training, as much as we can. So back to RPs. That's why I prefer RPs, so you learn how your body feels throughout training, so that you're able to better pick your attempt selections come meet day. Here's some of the more specific work with the pauses. So kind of getting ready for the meet and getting ready for Gracie's meet, is the idea is to kind of peak out my squats, which is why I was working up to heavy singles, but then getting back down volume in. And that's kind of the same thing I'm doing with the bench press here, is doing triples and singles with it, and then getting all my volume and back down stuff in, so that I'm still able to kind of progress towards Gracie's meet in the US Open, which will be 8 weeks after the next meet, but also handle the heavier weight and get used to it, so that I'm able to better pick my attempts and openers for this meet ahead. So 425 for a single on the pause, and then 635, all pretty conservative, all fairly easy, but light enough to where I can kind of tell where my strength is, or heavy enough to where I can tell where my strength is, but light enough to where it doesn't affect the rest of my training for that day. So everything went really well with kind of the mid-testing week, and you know, I definitely don't recommend that for people going into a prep. You want to trust the program and not have to test, but due to the fact that I have a meet coming up, I just wanted to get enough weight in my hand so I can kind of pick my openers and see where I'm at and see what I need to do and go from there. So I was pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with the progress I made on the squats. I'll be dropping off the extra squat day once meet prep starts, because once you throw on wraps, I don't really think it's smart to handle too much more volume with the extra load that you're able to get out of the wraps. So as always, guys, thanks for watching these things, and here's the last set of high bar squats, ended with a nice little, maybe a PR, maybe not, I don't know, it's been a while, 585 squat here. Catch you guys next week.
Alright guys, so I had a couple of my clients having issues with external rotation. So my friend Trevor Jaffe gave me this idea here. You're going to put the band around your ankles, and as you step out, what that's going to do is that's going to force you to externally rotate into the band and create tension into it, so that your knees are pushing out and you're able to drive your hips all the way through. So you get your nice stance, drive out into the band, come down, push out into the band, hop through, down, rotate out, drive through. Pretty simple, effective way to cue external rotation in the deadlift. So that's a wrap for the week. Week 2 of prep done. I feel really good. Pretty happy with everything except for my shoulder, but you know, like I said in all these videos, if I'm going to continue to push, I can't really expect it to get too much better. So sitting at about 2 weeks out from my next meet, which is going to be a sleeved meet. So we'll see how that goes. Pretty excited to get back out there, take another crack at a meet and have a good one. Hope you guys like the little deadlift cue that I threw in there. Hopefully that helps you guys with some of your deadlifting problems, some of the issues. And let's see, that's pretty much it for this week's pretty productive week. We have a lot going on. Myself and Kaylee, yesterday was her birthday, so make sure you guys send her happy belated birthdays. Don't worry, I did not forget, so we're good. And then we just have a lot of trips coming up and meets and stuff, and I'm excited to travel, excited to go do those things and not really have to be hindered by, you know, meet prep and everything. I think what I enjoy doing and what Kaylee enjoys doing is we enjoy traveling, we enjoy going to other gyms and training with people and getting to meet people. You know, that's our fun. That's what we enjoy doing while the weather's like this in Portland. So when it gets nicer out, we'll go hiking, we'll do that stuff. But right now we're just traveling, meeting people, training, and enjoying life. This will be our first year in Portland. So pretty much done with that, about to move into another apartment, but staying in the area. Really enjoy Portland. It's a nice little town. I didn't really come up here with a lot of expectations, so I think anytime you guys are doing anything new, try to limit the expectations as much as possible, because 9 times out of 10, if you have high expectations, it's not always going to turn out the greatest. So make sure that you temper those expectations when you're doing something new, and that you go into it with an open mind, and that you go into it excited, but expecting new things, new culture that may not be what you're used to, so you may not have the greatest experience at first. But if you go into it with an open mind, and you go into it with kind of the way I did was, we came up here mainly to just get a different scenery, just get a different culture. So we didn't come up here for certain things other than just different. And when we did that, we realized no matter what the outcome was, it was going to be enjoyable because we didn't set ourselves up for failure. So year 1 in Portland, done. Really excited about year 2. Excited about this training cycle. Everything's going well. Just got to stay healthy, Number 1 key to successful powerlifter is stay healthy. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Week 3 is starting off tomorrow. Doing some benching with Kaylee. And yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys next time. Take care.